On Tuesday, the 18th, HHS students and staff gathered in this auditorium to hear a message on suicide. Suicide survivors Matt Runnels and Kevin Hines shared their stories and spread the message of Be Here Tomorrow. The first message you will see is from Runnels, from Melbourne, Australia.
From Matty Runnels. Thanks guys, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm Australian. There is probably going to be some language breakdown in this, so just bear with me. Unfortunately for me, my journey with mental illness and suicide began at the ripe old age of 12, when I'd lose my first mate to suicide. I had no understanding of what that was. The impact it had on me is far greater now than it was back then, because we don't talk about it, we don't understand it at a young age as 12. 4 years down the track at the age of 16, I'd lose my second mate to suicide. 4 more years down the track at the age of 20, I'd lose my third mate to suicide. If you can take a positive out of such a horrific situation as losing 3 mates to something that's preventable by the age of 20, it was out of sheer fear and worry, knowing that I was going through the exact same thing as my third mate, Jake, out of sheer fear and worry of thinking that I was become the next statistic to this silent killer, mental illness, that I walked in and got myself the help and treatment that I thought I needed. At the age of 20, I was diagnosed with clinical depression, anxiety, and severe sleep insomnia. To give you an indication of my sleep insomnia and how bad I was in that time at the age of 20, I went under testing. I'd wake in excess of 500 times a night and have 2.5 hours of broken sleep over a 7-day period. Through sleep deprivation and stress and lack of eating, I'd lose 28 pounds in a 7-day period, if you can call that a personal best. From the ages of 20 through to 26, I'd lose 4 more mates to suicide. From the ages of 20 to 24, I'd have 4 very real and serious attempts at my own life. And in 2013, for 3 months, I found myself bouncing from gutter to gutter, street to street, homeless. And while I recognise that's a pretty important part of my journey, it's the reason why I'm able to be up here right now and sharing these stories with you. I've handpicked a couple of them that have been life-changing for me, that have helped me get to the place of wellness that I'm in now. Start with empathy and apathy. Apathy, for those who don't understand what it is. A lack of sensitivity. Looking at someone that's down, out, broken, distraught, a mess, a shade of the person they once were. The people we often walk past that are visibly upset and crying, or look like something's going wrong, and we ignore them. That's not our problem, that's theirs. Or in my case, when I was homeless, people that would step over me. Seeing someone down, out, broken, a mess, and stepping over them like, that's not my problem, that's theirs. Or empathy, the opposite. The ability to look at that same person, find that sensitive, reach into that place in your heart, and walk over and do the best thing for this thing. And that's reaching out and helping them up, or having a conversation with them. And in 2013, living off the street, I got my lucky break. A single mum of 5 kids. A single mum of 5 kids offered me my lucky break, as if she didn't have enough going on without taking me in. She leant down, had a conversation with me, and helped me up, housed me, put her in her house, decked out her garage, and housed me back to safety, to the love, care, compassion, support and empathy of my parents. The thing that I ran away from. I blamed every single other person in the town for my mental illness. I blamed every single other person in the town, my friend, my families, my support systems, for a lack of exactly that. I blamed every single other person except for myself. That lack of acceptance for what I was experiencing. Upon return to Victoria and Melbourne in 2014, shortly after, I got my second lucky break. I sat down with a football club, and unfortunately for me, I'm not recruited to football clubs because I'm any good at it. I get recruited to football clubs because I'm the only known mental health advocate in the area, willing to share his story or speak openly about this topic. And they sat down to coach with me over a contract for that year. And And he said, Matt, we've got 4 players in this football club that are actively suicidal, that are frequently self-harming and struggling with a mental diagnosis. I'm worried about them, mate, and I don't know what to do. Can you help me? And I said, yes. But I'm no more qualified than that coach or any single other person in that football club. I'm no more qualified than any single other person here to do what we need to do to help those 4 boys. I offered those 4 boys the same things I wanted to see, hear and feel when I was struggling back in 2012 when I had my first attempt. The reflex head nod. The head nod that goes, I've got no idea what this Australian's saying right now, but if I nod my head like this, he believes I do. And it's so effective. The ear is willing to listen to that person. No intent to reply, no judgment, no criticism, no comparisons, no tough love, no need for advice or answers. Simply being able to pull someone aside, whether they're struggling or not, and allow them to get over those thoughts, feelings, emotions and behaviours off their chest. That could be exactly what they need. To bring comfort to that conversation, to talk about the things that really matter, the things that are going up here. This is the most powerful tool we have in our system. And when it's working for you, you can conquer the world. And I'm seeing that right now. When it's working against you, it will conquer you. And I've seen that with myself 4 times. One of those boys in that football club, I became best mates with these 4 boys. I didn't know them at all before that. I didn't know their friends. I didn't know their family. And over the next 3 years, I offered them boys the 3 things I talked about. The other one being discipline. It wasn't asking them if they're all right one day and then ignoring it for 2 months. It was changing my approach and trying to bring down those walls so that they felt connected. And only when you connect with someone do you find the vulnerability to start speaking up and sharing your thoughts, feelings and emotions. I became best of mates with these 4 boys. They helped me more than they'll ever know. I was able to share things that I've never shared with anyone with those boys. And they'd share them straight back. Our pain, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions and our behaviours. One of those boys' names was Sean. Sean was one of those boys that would put up Facebook statuses saying, I'm struggling, I don't want to be here anymore, life sucks. All the stuff, all the signs that are so visible to us. Yet people think, that's Sean, that's just Sean doing what Sean does. And they ignored him. For me, it was a grit my teeth moment. I knew exactly what it was like to be in Sean's position. I knew what it was exactly like reaching out for help and no one's offering it. And I became best mates with Sean. And he helped me more than he'll ever know. Me and Sean went as far as making a pact together. Sean lived with borderline personality disorder. I'm now diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And we said we were going to fight this tooth and nail every single day together. Left foot, right foot, one day at a time. Shortly after that, November 24th, 2016, I got the phone call nobody wants to get. That person that I was going to fight this illness with tooth and nail every single day was gone. He'd just taken his own life. And that's not something that affects me for one day, for 6 months, for 2 years, for 10 years. I'm struggling to hold it together right now. That's something that affects you every single day of your life. And I've got this slideshow, this visible slideshow that goes back and forth through my head every single day. Of those faces of those 7 mates I've lost to suicide. And I would do absolutely anything in my powers to bring them back right now and sit them here in this front row. Or take them wherever I am around the world, wherever I'm fortunate enough to be now, and show them how beautiful and meaningful their life could have been. But I don't have that opportunity. That won't happen. What we do have is those experiences that I can share now and use that journey and use what I've been through, something that's so horrific for me for so long, in hope that it benefits someone here today. Through losing Sean, I sat at his funeral, 1,000 strong people. That's the impact Sean had on the community, if only he had seen that or recognised that. And I sat at 15 rows up the back. This funeral, this auditorium, 15 rows back. I didn't know anyone in this building, apart from Sean. I didn't know any of his friends and family. And I sat up the back here and I remember it clear as day. I had my most bizarre experience of life. When I sat there and looked around at the faces of strangers that I'd never met before, the only thing they started to become was the faces of my friends and family. That's all I could see. Sean's face up on the screen, all of a sudden become my face. And Sean's mum back out the front giving a eulogy about how she just lost her son. All I could see and hear was my mum talking about me. And as we guarded a tribute for Sean and walked him out and the music was playing, all I could hear was the songs that my brother would have picked for me had it been me 6 years ago, when I tried to take my life. And it was that moment then that I realised the devastation that I would have left on my friends and family. I sat 15 rows up the back and made a pact with myself. This time, when my eyes open, my feet hit the ground every single day, and I'm breathing in that fresh air, I'm already a winner. I'm one of the lucky ones. Still here to be able to use my journey and experiences, hopefully for the betterment of others. And I said that I was going to get myself in a place of wellness so that I wasn't doing anyone here an injustice. I replicate what it means to be well. I know what it takes to be well. Even on them dark days, living with bipolar disorder. And I wanted to go around and spread that message to as many people as humanly possible. Exactly what I'm doing now. I found my voice, found the courage to get up here and hold this microphone. One person struggling and one person struggling is still two people struggling. One person quiet about their struggle, one person quiet about their struggles is still two people quiet about their struggles. Those two people start sharing their journey, like I do now, like Kevin does, like many other amazing advocates around the world, or people here in this audience. It doesn't have to be holding this microphone out the front, because it's daunting. But those, you share your message with a crowd like this, we go away from here and start speaking about the things that matter, like I said, many, many, many beautiful and meaningful conversations begin. Mental illness and suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. We have to keep talking about it so we can take the power away from the word. 40 years ago, 40, 50, many years ago, before my time, cancer was carried about with a stigma. We spoke about it with a whisper. It was something we offered no empathy or compassion for. And that's where mental illness, and now we get, when someone struggles with cancer or is going through that, we run over and help them as quick as we can. We do anything we can for that person. And that's where mental illness and suicide has to get to. And the only way it does that is by having these honest conversations, talking about it in all its truths, not tiptoeing around it and sugarcoating it. Let's get vulnerable, find the courage, talk about the things that really matter, because that's a true sign of strength. I thought I was a mess, I was broken, I was a shade of the person I once was growing up. I thought I was a burden on every single person I come in contact with. The truth is, the only burdens are those that mock a pain they've never experienced, carry a shame or a stigma around the topic, or make people feel so uncomfortable that they have to suppress their thoughts, feelings and emotions. They're the burdens. And I don't have any burdens in my life anymore because I don't hang around them. Every single one of us has the potential with every single interaction we have, be stranger or not, to start beautiful and meaningful conversations to make a positive impact and change that person's life. Has anybody in here heard of Movember Foundation? It started with two blokes in Australia over a beer in a pub that had just lost a mate. They got together and they wanted to do something so they never had to go through that pain ever again. Two blokes over a beer, betting each other who could grow the best moustache. Movember Foundation, after that, 3, 4, 5 years down the track now, has become one of the world's largest mental health and suicide prevention awareness foundations in the world. Two blokes, a beer, who could grow the best moustache. My best mate, one of my best mates in New South Wales in Australia, Ben Higgs, lost 2 mates to suicide in the space of 6 months. Again, he didn't know what he could do, but he didn't want to sit and through them funerals ever again the same way I don't. And him and his mate wanted to do something about it. 2 blokes, 2 treadmills, 24 hours on a treadmill each. The idea of it is when you're struggling, just like the correlations with mental illness, that you step off that treadmill and you tap someone else in. Someone else has got your back and someone else is going to help you get through it. 2 blokes, 2 treadmills, 24 hours, 4 years down the track, right now is the world's largest suicide prevention fundraiser. In over 500 gyms around the world and over 1 million treadmills. 2 blokes just want to make a difference. If you think you're too small to have an impact on this world, try to go to bed with a mosquito in the room. Annoying. Something so small can make such an impact. And that's what I'm here today. So I hope you feel empowered at the very least to go away and start doing more, not only for yourself but for others. You don't have to have the courage to get out here and hold this microphone. You don't have to start an organisation. You don't have to change the world. But you do have the potential, every single one of you, to change the world for that person sitting next to you, or the people at home that are struggling. I now am fortunate enough to travel around the world, sharing my journey of hope, healing and recovery, working with Kevin Hines and the Conquer Foundation. I'm very grateful to be alive, very grateful to be anywhere, but very, very grateful to be here today and meet so many beautiful and amazing people. I can see it. It's just about getting used to recognise it. 6 years ago, I tried to end my life. 3 years ago since my last attempt. It's been 2 years since my last suicidal plan I put into place to leave. I now live a healthy, happy, functional, highly functional, exciting life every single day. I put more emphasis on this thing. I'm obsessed with growth and becoming well. Life isn't easy, won't ever be, never has been. But it is simple. When we put the work into our brain the same way we do to our bodies to look well, we become more resilient, better versions of ourselves. Finding your true value, your self-worth, your belonging and your purpose. Without those 4 things, life can be pretty miserable. I'll finish on one note. The most frequently asked question I get wherever I go around the world. It's Matt. The thought that saved my life on my first attempt was the thought of having kids. That's the end goal for me. That's what gets me energy and drive to get up tomorrow and go again. That end goal. The most frequently asked question I get all around the world is, Matt, knowing you live with bipolar disorder, and knowing that your end goal for you, the thing that's going to make you really happy one day is having kids. Knowing that bipolar is hereditary, and knowing that that kid might grow up with bipolar, does that concern you? My answer is no, of course. And this correlation between this and what I'm saying right now is I want you to think about the people that you're closest to and the things that make you tick. Your friends, your family, your parents, people sitting next to you, whatever it is. For me, it's the thought of having kids one day. My kid's got to grow up in an environment with the most supportive, caring, compassionate, loving, empathetic father possible. Not only if my kid goes through bipolar, for whatever it goes through in life. And we all have that same potential in this room. The same potential and qualifications, like I said before, to help someone through any situation in life. We're not doctors, we're not clinicians. I don't aspire to be, but we all have the potential in this room walking away from here today to positively impact someone's life on every interaction we have. So as a parting gift, I need everyone to join in on this. I'm going to be the silly one out the front, making myself feel uncomfortable, but I need you all to follow suit. I need everyone to look up and put their most over-exaggerated, cheeky smiles and grins on their face and just do it without talking. Everyone. Honestly, everyone smile. Just look forward. Big. That's not over-exaggerated. Come on. Let's see them pearly whites. And I want you to hold it, and I want you to turn to the person next to you and just look at it. Hold it. Hold it. What was the first thing that happened when I said not to talk? What happened? Laughter? Apart from feeling uncomfortable and a bit silly? Laughter. It's infectious. It's contagious. Whether it's a conversation, whether it's those reflex head nods or the ears willing to listen, maybe it's just a smile when you walk through that corridor today or when you leave this place after Kevin speaks. It's contagious and infectious. Not only does it make yourself feel better, you possess unlimited amounts of those smiles. Spread it. You help positively impact someone next to you. So when we go home tonight, another challenge. I want you to sit in that car with your parents, or whether you're on the learners and you're driving or whatever, I don't know the rules over it. I want you to hold that steering wheel or sit in the passenger seat and just put that big grin on your face. And see how it positively impacts that person driving, or even better, the cars that are going past you. Hopefully it doesn't cause a car accident, but you don't know if that car going the other way or that person sitting in the driver's seat is struggling. And your smile might just positively impact or change that person's day, at the very least. You are unique, you are loved, you are worthwhile. Be kind to yourself. Let's start being kind to others. I'm very grateful to be here, very grateful to be alive, very fortunate to travel the world with Kevin, doing this stuff, sharing love, kindness, compassion, empathy, and support for others. The same 5 and 6 things that I just listed will and forever be the ways to prevent suicide. Thanks guys, thanks for having me, appreciate it.
The next clips you are about to see are from Hines' message. In 2000, Hines jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge in an attempt to end his life. He survived, and today he is active in spreading his message of hope.
The presentation. Come on, guys. All right, now, look at me, quietly, look at me, all right? Right now, we're gonna say something crucial and important to everybody in this room in that kind of pain. Raise your hand if you're in pain right now. Be bold with me. Be bold with me, look at me. Raise your hand if you're in pain right now. I need to look at you, every single one of you. Hold on, quiet guys. I'm looking you right in your eyes, you in pain. Raise your hands high, be bold, look at me. I've been in pain since the day I was born. But I'm gonna be here tomorrow and every day after that because I'm gonna fight the pain. Are you gonna fight the pain? Yes. I wanna hear you. Are you gonna fight the pain? Yes. All right, now on 3, on my 3 count, we're gonna yell to the tops of our lungs, say it to the ceiling so you don't pierce eardrums. We're gonna say, be here tomorrow to everybody in this room in that kind of pain. That is the best Deadpool shirt I've seen in 3 weeks. All right, we're gonna say, be here tomorrow on my 3 count to people in pain. Are you ready? Loud and proud like their lives depend on it. Be here tomorrow. 1, 2, 3. Be here tomorrow. All right, now that was good, but I need it louder and prouder like their lives depend on it. 1, 2, 3. Be here tomorrow. All right, guys, now you got to do it louder than the Marines who did it 4 weeks ago. All right, Marines. 2, 3. Be here tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, my new family. We are the healthiest social media family in the game. I love you, you matter, you're important, and you matter to me, and you matter to every teacher here. Never take your life. If you're in pain, Kevin Hines Story, at Kevin Hines Story, holla at you, boy, I'll get back at you. I care about you, all right? Be here tomorrow and every day after that. And do me a favor, and this is not self-aggrandizing, this is important. Go to youtube.com/Kevin Hines, 200 videos, all about staying alive through pain. They have helped people all over the world. There's a series on there called The Art of Wellness, common sense tools to balance brain health that are being used by the military, law enforcement, the FBI, every level of clinician, every scholastic level. They're yours. Take them, use them, change your life. The power is in your hands. Change your life, change your destiny, and be kind to everybody in this room from today on. You guys, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That is why we call it the present. If y'all don't believe me, Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda said that. And talking turtles always know what's up. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is our gift. Let us always and forever cherish this day and every waking moment of this gorgeous gift we all get to call life. From the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful for you, to you. I love you. Stay. Thank you.